Okay, so I think this is the third time, right?
Hmm.
Okay. So what do you wanna check out this time around with your codes? What made you send these codes in?
On the first game, I had like, well, I said it already, but the best like boost bombs I've ever had. Like, I think it was 100% stick accuracy. But on the
Mm-hmm.
second one, I just didn't land a single one. Like, none. They were back to back too, so it's kind of tough.
I mean, I watched some of them. I mean, we'll look at some of them, but I would say it's definitely not your fault. I mean, I would say sometimes the stars align, right? You know, regardless of your skill level. If they're in like very tight rooms, it's easier to land sticks versus if they are just not somewhere that's very realistic to go and get the stick. You know, like on the second game that you sent in, that was on Hollywood. Your team was pretty much stomping the enemy. There was no really need to stick them. You know what I mean? Because they're in
Yeah.
spawn anyways. So I wouldn't say you have to worry too much about the fact that you didn't land a stick. But okay, I mean, anything else?
No, not really. That's pretty much about it. I mean, I died some stupid deaths, I think. On the second one especially, I kind of fucked up sometimes. But I was like kind of trolling because my team was just winning regardless, so I was just going in brainless sometimes.
Yeah. It can happen. I mean, it's okay. No worries. Tracer is a really hard hero. What rank are you now, by the way? Or more like,
Oh, on the second account, I just got boosted. I don't know how, bro. I got Diamond 3 on this one, and I played maybe 5 sport games. And I'm getting Masters lobbies. I'm getting
okay,
stomped in some games, but I don't know how I'm there. Not gonna lie.
okay,
Haven't changed much from how I play, anyways.
right. Give me 5 seconds.
Sure.
Need to fix something. Okay, I'm back. So you said you you got boosted to masters on your support and diamond 3 on your
I mean, not boosted.
DPS.
I don't know. I just solo queued, and but I got Masters. Don't know how. On my support, well, I don't really have a rank right now. I haven't played 5, but I'm getting Masters lobbies.
All right. How do you feel?
It's kind of weird. I mean, I don't feel like I'm playing bad in the lobbies, but I do feel like I'm getting punished way more. Like
Yeah.
sometimes I could get away with like running trade bad plays, bad positioning, but now I just can't. I can't go anywhere.
Yeah. Um, I mean, I remember the first few times I played in the masters lobbies. Yeah, you know how Baptiste can jump, right?
Yeah.
In diamond, you jump, right? Most of the time, you don't die, right? In masters lobbies, you jump, right? You're gonna be 1 HP a lot of the time, and you're a lot of times you're gonna die as well. They will shoot you, you know what I mean? And like when you're trying to cross between cover and cover, especially if everyone is looking at you, you won't die if it's in diamond, but in masters you will die because everyone is looking at you and they will hit their shots. Yeah, so you have to be a lot more careful. Mistakes get punished. Everyone can aim that. Yeah, I would say if you're in masters, everyone can aim that. So
Mm.
that's like the smallest requirement. Um, yeah, okay. I guess. I mean, yeah, just keep playing. I mean, don't worry too hard. I mean, just play. And if people tell you you're feeding, just tell them, well, we're in the same game, so the matchmaker must think we are in the similar skill level. So
That's true.
yeah,
That's
so
true.
just keep quiet and play your own game. Don't need to worry about what other people say. All right, let's go in to this game. One sec. I haven't streamed my.
Sure.
We stream this go live. Okay, let me check my recording. Is it started? Okay, good.
Nice.
You see it?
Yep.
Okay, good. So we're on a new. What lobby is this? Do you remember?
Uh, I think it was a diamond lobby.
Okay, diamond. But that's pretty normal actually. A lot of people actually calibrated in GM, even though they are not supposed to be in GM.
Yeah.
That's just how it is right now. And there's just like a lot of boosted players and a lot of Smurfs. The games are not very consistent. Kind of depressing. Alright, going here, you have a Doomfist tank, which is nice. You know, he's gonna be slamming and everything, creating distraction. So you want to look at him and see what he does. I like this recall here because it's like, you know, it's Kiriko. But the other thing is, if you want to like, I mean, now that you're better, right? I'm gonna start picking on things that are less obvious. Does it make sense? Or maybe I'm gonna start picking on more minor things. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like here, right? The fight just started. You almost didn't do anything, and you got your recall forced out, right? But I wouldn't say the enemy had earned it, right? If you really think about it, say for example, you know the enemy when they come out of this door, they're gonna take left and they're gonna take right, right? The main is on the left side most of the time, and someone will be on the right side here. So if you come out as Tracer, right, and you're like, okay, I want to take an off angle, I want to shoot someone, right? Expecting that the enemy will be here on the left and the right side, this is not really a position that you kind of really want to be in. You know what I mean? So in other words, you can almost say that because you chose to pick here in the beginning of the fight, made you force your recall out. You know what I mean? Because what if right now your Ana lands a huge net and your Doomfist goes in, right? And you kind of want to go in, right? I mean, in this case, you can, because like it's a huge advantage and you even have a Doomfist with you. So it's like safe, but like it's just more like the more resources you have, the better it is. So like without recall right now, you kind of have to play a bit more defensive. As for alternate places where you can be, I'll say maybe you can get even a bit closer here. Like closer here like this maybe, or like this. Or if they walk past here, maybe even blink behind here and take this fight with the Kiriko. But I mean, I personally wouldn't expect a Kiriko to be here. So if you came here to fight just this angle and take cover from this angle, and because it was a Kiriko that surprised you and you used your recall, I wouldn't say that was too bad of a recall because you didn't expect Kiriko to be here. But getting your recall forced out because you're standing right here and you're getting attacked from two angles, I don't think that's a good what is that called? Good trade. Sometimes if you played or if you know for sure that the enemy team is gonna have a Widow, I like to come here. I like to start here, right, instead of going the other way, and then just sit here, right? And then I would just sit around this area, and not give Widow the space here, because if she comes here, I'm just gonna fight her, and if she runs away, right? Like if she's here, right? She's really exposing herself to a lot of angles. If she's here, like it's really close to the enemy tank, you know what I mean? And if she's here or wherever else, she doesn't really have a good angle. So if they have a Widow, you can really just sit here to deny her the space, but don't really try to, you know, triple blink in and try to one clip her because her healers are gonna heal her, or maybe she's gonna headshot you. Just sit here and make sure so that she cannot play this area here, because this is like the best spot for her. So just by sitting here and denying the Widow her angles, it's like very huge value if there is a Widow. Did you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, good. See, shooting good. Like you see right now, would it be nice if you had a recall? Maybe you can just go in a bit more aggressive and deal a bit more damage. Maybe you can help. Maybe like, you know, when Doomfist went in, you could have went in and just broken this pylon. And now you're kind of scared, right? But all in all, good. Just poking, looking for opportunities. Now you push them back. You want to take the point. You have a team taking the point, so you guys can just sit here and camp them. Try to stuff the choke. Now this gets a little bit dangerous here. Don't do this. I mean, if you think about it, right, they're gonna be spamming this choke. There's only realistically only one choke, right? There's Genji shurikens, there's rocket, there's Zarya right clicks, you know, there's Kiriko left clicks. Yeah, you will die,
I
right?
think I did get punished once for that. Don't remember really, but yeah, it was just dumb plays.
Yeah, this is really dangerous, right? But right now, since there is no, what is that word called? There is no really big pressure on the point, or big pressure for you to take risk to stop them from pressuring the point or capturing the point. You really don't have to do this. Like, this is like high risk, low reward, right? Like, you stand here, you're not gonna one clip someone, but you're gonna take a bunch of damage that you probably won't see coming and just die for free. So that was bad. Like now I would say it's fine to just sit here and wait for whoever comes out and shoot, and maybe every now and then if you don't see anyone, maybe you jiggle pick a bit and then take a look and see what's happening. Like this is fine, but maybe a bit less wide when you peek. Like here, no. You wanna be, because they're spamming the doom. You wanna be here. You don't have to blink to the other side. Just stand here. If Zarya walks out, you shoot her. Like as soon, like I would say just now, remember there was like a split second, like 3 people were looking at you. I would say for me, as soon as like 3 people looking at me, because say for example my Doom was distracted with the Genji, I would just blink backwards. Because if 3 people just turn the corner and rush you like this, if you don't react fast enough, you will die. But here you back up, which is good. A bit slow, but I mean, how do I put it? Like, look at this, right? Do you know why you died to this soldier here?
I mean, yeah, basically.
Do you know why?
I kinda do, but like, kind of weird. Like, I know why I died. It's basically, I went to the wrong place. He just shot a rocket to me and one shot, basically.
I mean, yes, you died to a rocket, but did you expect the rocket to come?
Kinda. When I saw him there, but it was like too late to react, you know.
Yeah,
But
you were confused, right? Why is he here?
yeah,
Right. Because your Doom is right. Because your Doom is right here, right? You don't expect him to just run out like this, because he's gonna die, right? So the thing is, I feel, in my opinion, when you saw him here, you were like, huh? Why is he here? And because of that, huh? You know, you died.
yeah, basically.
Yeah, I would say it's because of that. So that's what I'm trying to say is, you as Tracer, the only time, because you have so much mobility and so much utility for survival, the only time that you will really die is if you can't react fast enough or you didn't expect it. Now here is because you didn't expect it. Right. Now I will tell you, as you get higher in the lobbies, right, if you're sitting here, right, and everyone is like, oh, push Tracer in the right side, or someone is, or like everyone just randomly decided to rush out on the right side. Like when I said, especially when 3 people all of a sudden look at me, I would just run, because like Saya right click, Ilari left click, you know, soldier rocket, blah blah blah, and then you're just dead instantly. So you have to be prepared in those kind of situations. You have to be aware. Like here, you die because you're like, huh, you know, and then he just rocket you in the face and you die. Okay, well, but you almost died. And he should die. Okay, now you don't have recall, you chill. Good. 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 Yeah, good. I mean, not so good. You could have just came like this way. Because I mean, I don't think you knew that the enemy backed off here. Because if you stood here and the enemies were still here, you could die. Especially since you don't have recall. Like you were here, you could just drop here and fight the Kiriko. Always try to limit the angles you can take damage from when fighting. You see how risky this is?
Yeah.
Everyone's spamming that.
Go for the post.
Yeah.
makes it work.
Like, here is like good pulse, right? Because it's like, look, stairway, you know, everyone's close together. You know, you don't even have to set up very far. One blink, you pulse, and then that's it. Very nice pulse, DC. Now just clean up. When trying to kill just Zarya, right? I would say if you're gonna kill Zarya anyways, it's okay to shoot her bubble. I would say, especially if you have this big of an advantage.
Yeah, that's one thing I realized, like playing like higher lobbies. Some people just like our tank was just telling, just shoot Zarya, like just shoot. Sometimes it's better because like we wouldn't shoot her. Like me and my friend, I don't know about the other DPS, but me and my friend just wouldn't shoot Zarya at all. That was kind of bad.
Yeah, it really depends. How do I put this? Shooting her or not is not like you never shoot the bubbles or you always shoot the bubbles. You know what I mean? It's like you can always like min max, so to speak, if you understand that by breaking her bubble right now you have a very high chance to kill her. I would say just shoot her. You know what I mean? Because if you don't shoot her, then every time she's gonna bubble, she's gonna walk forward. You know, if she manages her bubble well, and you guys don't do anything unexpected, you know, like everyone just break her bubble all of a sudden, then she will never die. You know what I mean? There are those games where nobody shoots the Zarya bubble, but I mean she does take a bit of spam and she's at like half energy and she just never dies, right? Because she's using cover, she's using bubble correctly. Yeah. So I was go as far as saying sometimes maybe you can play mind games with the Zarya. Sometimes you're shooting, sometimes you're not, and then she doesn't know how aggressive she can play because she's not expecting. You know, like one time she's going very aggressive and you're not really shooting her bubble, and the next time you know you're just instantly shooting her bubble kind of thing. It's like I don't know. It's kind of like a mind game thing.
Yeah.
But yeah. You can actually also just just try to one clip someone from this side. Um, but since they have Kiriko and Asaria, it's gonna be kind of difficult, and it's like high risk, right? I feel like if your team is carrying you, if your team is just stomping them this hard, I would say it's just more consistent to just play with your team. Don't need to feed for no reason. Like now here you just chill, but eventually she's gonna grab, so be prepared. Yeah, they use 4 ults. You guys didn't use any, so that's good. So you guys should win the next 2 fights. Actually no, next 3 fights you guys should win at least 2. Since your ult economy is better. Here I would just instantly go to the other side. Because same thing is gonna happen to us, right? What we did to them, they're just gonna
Yeah. That's
you
what
know,
I did, I think. Actually.
they're just gonna like sit at this choke and choke you, you know. That shooting bubble, that wasn't very good. Because you guys are not really ready to engage and it's difficult to punish her. Kind of thing. But here, okay, good. Alright, recall, run, good. Go back to your team. Now you guys got the high ground. Nice blink melee, very good. Nice, you kill low HP targets. I'll say maybe in this fight, even if you have a huge advantage, just to minimize your random deaths, you try to stay like outside of the fight. Like if you're fighting Genji, maybe you can stand here. You know, if you're fighting Cassidy, just now here was okay, and then Kiriko here was okay. Like just don't just stand out in the open here, right? Like you can just take cover here. You know, Zarya can't hit you, Illari can't hit you. Yeah, just more cover. Be careful. Good. Now you shoot a bubble. Just shoot. Actually, if I were you, I would just pulse her right now. Okay, she died. Good. Nice cleanup. Okay, waiting for your Doomfist. Now Cassidy doesn't have a nade, right? Actually, you can go in and try to maybe pulse him or try to one clip him since the enemy is still regrouping. Actually, no, your team is still regrouping. So maybe you gotta back up a bit. Or you can go for a play like that. But maybe they have a Zarya, so it's not so good. Like yeah, like you see here. Here you die because like your Doomfist is here, right? And like you are here, right? Sometimes you don't just expect it's like, okay, this is like standing here is supposedly a very dangerous spot for the Cassidy because everyone is here, right? He can get naded, he can get shot by Iliari, he can get punched by Doomfist. But sometimes it just happens, right? The Cassidy just walks out, 2-taps you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I would say here just now, like here you didn't have cover, and if he turns and shoots you, then you have to start taking cover. Just blink to the right. How many shots did he take? Yeah, he took 3 shots. Yeah. So by one shot, well, like as soon as he shoots one time, he hits a shot. You should be blinking. You should be looking to take cover already, or just like use your pulse bomb and recall. Because I feel like there's really no reason. If they are about to push out, like they're gonna rush out, like you cannot be here, especially if everyone's gonna look at you. It's just dangerous. Okay, we killed their tank. Iliari is dead. Okay, next round. So right now, the times that you were close to death and the times that you die is just like one time you just died to enemies 4 ults, the other time you just died to unexpected Cassidy shooting you. But all in all, I would say pretty good play, but use a better have a better cover usage, especially when fighting. Just limit your just take cover from people you're not fighting. Cut the angle. Okay, they have a Widow. In this map, there's not much you can do against a Widow. If you look at here, right? If you think about it, at some point they're gonna go to point, right? So what happens when the enemy is going to point, right? Orisa is gonna walk like this, you know, she's gonna walk this direction, and the rest of her team is gonna follow her, you know, like this is the mother, and then this is like the little ducklings that's just gonna follow her to the point. I would say it's okay to poke like this, but you could play it better so that you didn't get your recall forced. Maybe it's like this. Yeah, this is fine. Maybe it's again, and then right side again. And if she's left side here, maybe blink 2 times towards the other side. Because now you get your recall forced, right? And now you're like, I don't have recall, right? And if her teammates follow her, you won't really get to stay here and fight them and poke them from here maybe. Mainly because you don't have your recall, so it's dangerous for you. You see now? I mean, this is very interesting. 2 of your teammates die and... This is really risky.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not sure what you're trying to do here.
Me neither, bro. No. I kind of trolled.
I mean,
When
if
I
you,
saw like two
Mhm.
teammates die, I just thought it was over. Not gonna lie. I don't know.
I mean, two of your teammates died. Okay,
Yeah.
two of your teammates died. Orisa goes to point. Your recall gets forced out. In my opinion, the right decision is just to not stagger. I mean, there you could have died. So not stagger and just back up here and wait for your team to continue engaging. Because right here, uh, because right, it's hard to win like a 3v5, and not only that, you don't have your recall. Because right here, right, you blink through, you bring through them, right, into here, and then you shoot, and then you have recall, and then you bring through here, bring through everyone again, right, and then you're like, oh shit, and then you recall, right, and then like it's just kind of wasn't sure what you were trying to do. I mean, even if you were trying to stall the point, right, there is nothing to stall, right? You're just wasting your resources at that point for the next fight. And not only that, you could be baiting your Anna here. Just imagine if Orisa, if Anna is like, oh, I need to help Tracer because Tracer is trying to escape, and Anna is just standing here, right? And then Orisa is like, oh look, Anna, you know, she just uses a helicopter and then she spears Anna into the wall and then just kills her, and now your Anna died because of you. So if there's no reason, if you cannot win the fight, then you guys should just go back to a more safer position and regroup. You see, now your Doomfist is alone, and he's dead. Now your Doomfist is dead. You have to watch out, and yeah.
Yeah. I realized the Doomfist died like way too late, so I pushed him, he died.
So more awareness, I guess. Better cover during 1v1s. What else? Awareness. Teammates. This is very. I want to say here is like, it's kind of weird that your teammate starts fighting from here. I guess because there's a widow. But yeah, like here you see it's really difficult because like you kind of just stuck shooting Orisa, and you don't really have access to their backline. You know, their backline is Iliari, their backline is Widow, their backline is Kiriko. I guess I would say, if you see every one of your teammate is there, maybe you can start crouch walking here. And then if the Widow is not paying attention, you can triple blink at one clip her, instead of being right here shooting Orisa. I see that was so risky. You took a rocket to the face, and you blink right in front of Orisa. Right.
He fortified, so my pulse was basically useless.
Yeah, but before even the pulse, right? You took a rocket right in the face. You're 25 HP. You blink right in front of Orisa that is shooting. Right, you could have just died without even throwing your pulse out. So like this is really risky, right? Like not even talking about the pulse yet. You know what I mean? So now you don't have your recoil, you don't have your pulse. Sure, you have blinks, but where are you gonna go? Right, it's a surprise that that Orisa dies here, but you know, every game like it might not happen. Yeah. Right, so that fight was won because Orisa, for some reason, died. No, off angle. Yeah. I mean, okay, look at where Iliari is looking right now. And not only she's looking probably only at you or the enemy Iliari. Right. If you blink here, right? If you blink here, if you're here, right, not only you can see where your teammates are, that your teammates are not fighting with you. Right. And if the Iliari wants to shoot you, she would have to turn to shoot you, which may expose her to your teammates. Right. So you can just stay here. Like you don't have to worry about going back to your teammates. The only time I would say why it's safe here is because if they chase you, you just run away, right? And as long as you stay here and you still have your cooldowns, right? When Orisa rushes to the point, you have access to their backline. Yeah, does that make sense?
Kinda, yeah.
Kind of.
I get it.
Yeah. So like, you don't have to be here. You can just be here. If they shoot you, you just run away. Take this mega. And blinking here not only makes it easier for the Iliari to shoot you, and you are also basically the tank for your team because you're in front of them, right? But here instead, right? If they look at you, then you are the tank. If they are not looking at you, then you are just off angling.
I kind of forget that part of the map.
Forget what?
I just don't use that part of the map as much on the right side. I don't know why. I always forget.
I mean, yeah. It's really. I think part of being a good tracer player is knowing the maps very well, knowing how you can play the map is really important. Alright. 4v4. We got the support, they got our tank. Why not? Okay. They're afraid for some reason. Yeah. Like here, you get your recall 4-star for free. Now you're stuck shooting Orisa. Now Kiriko blinks forward. Maybe you can. Oh, it is so risky. I would say a lot of not really knowing what's going on and just getting your recall forced out for free sometimes. Like I can show you what will happen sometimes. I can tell you what can happen sometimes, especially if you're popping off a lot in some of the games, and then everyone decides to focus you. Let's see. All right, you're here. This is still fine. This is like, yeah, okay. Like here, yeah, like I said, don't get your recall forced out. Now you don't have recall, right? Genji might push you. Where is Genji? Okay, they wanna put. I guess. Yeah, they push the support. But imagine if Reaper is not here, right? I don't know if you know that a Kiriko and a Pharah that is very huge threat to you, these heroes that you know they are here, right? They just come up behind you and they just kill you, and then you might not be able to react because you don't have recall, right? That's like first time you like opportunity or first chance that you might die. The other second one is like Genji might just decide to dash you and engage you, in which case you didn't have recall, which you could have died. Like you see, if you had recall here, you could potentially try to chase this Kiriko down. Maybe just like blink here and try to shoot her, right? Or just play here and try to shoot her. But you have to watch out because if you play here, there's a Farah on your head, which is really dangerous. Right now you don't have recall, so you can't really do risky plays. See, like here, right? Look at this. This is the third time. This is the third point. Look at this. If Farah is like, man, fuck this Tracer. Look at what she can do. She just flies here,
Yeah.
and you're dead. Dead. And you don't get to play the game. Right. It's a good thing she really hates this Doomfist. Like, look. Like, I mean, I would say, during weird fights like this, just ask yourself, what resources do I have, and who or what can I punish? Right. Like just now, there was a Kiriko that just like 1 HP Kiriko that just blinked, TP'd here. Right. That's someone that you can punish. Right. Like here, the Kiriko TP'd into the middle of the fight. Right. That's someone you can punish. Right. Because if you don't know anything, you just blink here, and now you're like, why is this Kenji throwing shurikens at me? Right. Oh, now I'm 80 health. I need to use my recall. Oh wait, you know. And then I'm in the middle here, and then I just need to blink to cover now because I'm not really sure what's happening here. I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just chill, sit outside the battle, and then just watch the battle, and ask yourself based on the resources I have, what can I punish, and yeah, what can I punish? You see now you forget the Genji is on your head. Here I find it really weird. I don't know. You really don't have to follow this Orisa this close like this to shoot her. You know, you can just take some cover. You know, AD a bit. I'm not sure. Like, I'm not sure why everyone is rushing to point. Right. If you think about it, the only team that needs to rush to the point is the team that is losing, and that is the blue team. Right. Anna doesn't need to be here. Why is the Anna here? Right. So why is your Anna here? Reaper can be here. Iliari is in an okay position. So I mean, this is like a lower rank issue where people just in overtime, you know, people just tend to rush to the point. If in higher tier lobbies, you will always see, you know, if there is no reason for them to be on the point because their tank is contesting or Reaper is contesting, then they wouldn't be on the point. Because look at this Anna, right? She can be here, and then after everyone walks to point, she can take a flank here. But like she was basically here the whole time the Orisa was walking towards point. Okay, good. Right, that was that replay. Anything you want to ask or say?
Not really. Just kind of that. I'm just trying to listen more. Like, I need to learn to play more on the overall map. Overall map. That's something I realized even while playing.
Everything's online.
On this game, I play like very weird for me. I don't really play like this usually on this map. It went kind of bad, not gonna lie. Just alright.
Let's dive deeper and see what happened then on this map. It's weird because you don't really have a dive tank that can create chaos for you. So you kind of have to just help your tank in a lot of these scenarios. So more like a poke tracer, you know, tracer 76. Yeah, I mean, very interesting one clip. I mean, he even knows you're there for some reason. I mean, it's kind of dumb from him actually. Like if you think about it, like look at this. He's standing right here, right? He wants to PQ, but look at this, right? If there is a Sojourn here, there is a Sand here, one Discord, one Sojourn shooting at him, and he's just dead, right? Anna can even throw a nade and shoot him. Like what he's doing just doesn't make sense at all. This is okay. Still okay. Okay, good. Chill. He's in tank form. Pick a bit, maybe. Okay. Maybe you can fight him. He gets pulled, and you die.
Yeah.
I guess you could say it happens. If anything, maybe you just learn that. If anything, maybe you just need to pay attention that if you're standing right here, right? If you're standing right here, people from the enemy spawn can see you. And remember that. Right. So every time you come here, next time, you walk here, you check the spawn. Right, if anyone is looking at you. Or every time you come out of that spawn, you check here, you check this door here, and you see if anything, if anyone is looking this way. But sometimes, I mean, you know, you didn't see the Hansel and you just die. It happens. So here, you really just have you really just need to see how the fight is progressing, right? If your Zarya push up, right, maybe you can come up here a bit and shoot her, and shoot the Orisa. If they back off, then you have to back off with your team, forward and backwards. You know the dance. Yeah, because there's not really a dive tank, so. You okay? High ground, good. Now you see, yeah. Now Kiriko is behind here. You can chase her, but she's gone. Now they backed off. Now you can chill. No need to take risk, because you have to remember they have a Hanzo and a Kiriko. So no need to take risk. Just chill. I mean that is not your fault. And if your teammates say, sometimes you know what they will say? They'll say Tracer AFK GG. Well, no, right? You are the one that died while trying to cross open space. It's not my fault, right?
Yeah.
You know, they will say like, oh, but you're not distracting the enemy. Oh, well, if you think about it, if you go in right now, right, you will either die or you will burn your recall. So it's like, I feel like it's not worth it. Okay, shoot, chill. Back up a bit. Okay. Good. Hanzo's out of position. Here. Just now, Hanzo was out of position. You could go for him, but then Kiriko got purpled. Right. This is like your top priority target because she's 1 HP, right? And she's purpled. And I think you have 2 blinks and recall. So you can actually just go for her. Like double blink, 1 blink, 2 blink, and then just shoot. If you don't get her, then you just recall. If you get her, then just recall. It's like a good opportunity, you know. Okay, it's fine. You missed your.
I didn't expect him there. Yeah.
I mean, okay. Think about it like this, right? From his perspective, right? If there is a Junkrat here, right? If your team has a Junkrat, right? He's probably just gonna put a Sonic Arrow and not really come into this room, okay? Right. But since not only your tank is at this corner, the enemy DPS is a Tracer and a Sojourn, right? Which he will feel like, okay, it's okay if I pick here because I'm not gonna die instantly to a Junkrat, right? So if you think like that, you can actually expect him to come this way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because if you're remember, like if you're a DPS, right, one of your fundamentals of creating value, is to create an off angle, right, or surprise the enemy, get some pick or pressure the enemy from off angle. Which, right, in this map, this is the main, right. This is the off angle. He can come here, shoot a couple of arrows. Maybe he kill Ana, maybe he kill Sen, or maybe he get them low, and then Zarya gets low because nobody is helping the Zarya. Then he will back off, right? That way he's either creating picks or he's pressuring the enemy from off angle. So, with that knowledge, right, you can actually expect him to be here. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Kind of, right. But I mean, it's really deep thinking. But I feel like actually what I'm trying to get here is like there are unlucky things and there are things that, how to say, okay, if you treat everything is unlucky, you will never learn how to predict them, or you will never learn anything from it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So I wouldn't say here is unlucky. I would say it's just you didn't expect because you didn't know what you needed to think about. Like look at this. Look, this is exactly what he's doing. Fire a couple of shots and create pressure. And look, Zarya is low. Yeah. He's not afraid to duel cause in close range because he has wall hacks and he can one shot. Yeah. I mean that Sojourn was, I don't know. Yeah. I'm sure you know that Pulse Bomb wasn't very worth it.
Yeah. I basically trolled that. Not gonna lie.
Wait, okay. So now you have to think, right? I always say predict where the next fight is and think about where you want to be. Right, so the fight will probably happen at the door, and yeah, you probably can be here or you can be in the hallway to the left. But since I'm okay with you being here, since your tank is not really taking the fight there, you kind of just have to wait. Otherwise, if you want to be a bit more risky, you could just camp here, yeah, so that when the fight actually starts, you know, one blink and you're engaging the supports. So this is not very, here is like not very optimal because when they turn the, like this is how the payload is going to go. When they turn the corner here, you're gonna be there and they will know where you are. Yeah, really dangerous. Like look at this. Look at if you were here. Boom.
Yeah,
So nice,
true.
right? So nice. And if they turn to shoot you, you're just like, oh well, I'm not here anymore, right? And then you look at your tank. If your tank is still fighting, and then maybe you jiggle pick. Oh, they're not looking at me now. I shoot, and they're like, fuck this tracer, and you're like, you blink, and you're like, oh, I'm not here anymore. Or maybe Hanzo lands a body shot, and then you just walk. Maybe you just, I don't know, blink here, or use 2 blinks to get this health pack, and you know you're fine. Yeah. So here it's like you're not really doing much. Oh, and look, you went there for a bit. Oh, I see. You found it. You found the angle. Good. Now you see, this is just stupid from your Zarya, in my opinion. She could die. Look at how low she got. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope they forget that you're here. Okay, maybe go now. Good, 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 good. Don't turn back. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Good. Chase him. Like, you know, get like 2 clips in and then recall out. But here, yeah. I mean, I know it's deep. It's really deep, so it's not good to be right in front of their spawn. But since you have recall, you can actually just go like deep for like 3 seconds to distract them a bit. And then you can just recall back. Yeah, that's the least you can do for your Zarya here. You know, because like maybe with your distraction, the Zarya wouldn't have died. But I mean, I don't know if the Zarya died, but yeah. Try? No? Okay. You have recall. Now this is risky a bit. Okay, now this is fine. You just stand here and you wait. They know you're here. And not only that, they are not distracted because the fight isn't really going on. Look, now your Zarya is backed off a bit,
Yeah.
so they should try to fight you here. Except they don't. Alright. Oh my god, the Kiriko. Your higher ranked Kiriko will just clap you right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Saw that happen.
So just watch out. So I would say here, if anything, this whole patch of spawn camping here, I would say just shoot whoever you can when you don't have recall. And then when you have recall, just go in deep to try to distract their supports or something. Or try to one-clip someone and then go back to a safer position. Because you guys are really not supposed to be right here anyways.
I mean, yeah.
It's really deep into their spawn. I wouldn't say you play bad here, honestly, because at least you're not feeding, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I was just kind of lost. Like, I didn't know where to go because I know usually on their spawn or something.
Yeah, yeah. So it's good that at least you didn't feed. Here, I would say when the Reaper is trying to do this, when instead of going through the main, they are trying to flank, right? Now there's something for you to do, right? What you can do here is to deny his flank, right? Because if you don't let them go through this way, right, then they have to face your, your Smurf Zarya, right? So if they try to flank here, then you just stand here and fight whoever that's trying to flank. Oops. This is risky. When you're this close to Reaper, he can do a lot of damage, and since you cannot really see the Cassidy, he can throw a nade that flies around this corner and hit you. You see how much damage Reaper is doing? Yeah. So it's okay that you're fighting the Reaper here. Now your tank back off, you back off a bit. I love this streak. Sorry, I don't have bubble. Okay. Then your team is just destroying them.
Yeah.
I would say the best part about that whole spawn camping is you didn't feed and you backed off when you need to. Mistakes were probably, like I said, shoot whoever you can when you don't have recall. If you have recall and the fight is going on, you can try to blink in deep and distract someone for 3 seconds. Or try to one clip someone or fight someone for 3 seconds and then you just recall out and go back to a safe position. Right, they will hear you. And they don't have Hanzo, okay. Oh. Now you can take the off angle, your turn. Watch out, he might dash you. Yeah. Let me think. Right, one sec. Let's go back. Let's go back here. Let's talk about this. Right, this. Okay. Right, you see this, right? Do you play deathmatch where when you load into a queue, or do you play some deathmatch?
Right now, not really. I used to a lot, but then I got banned. Didn't play for like a week after I got banned. So yeah.
Okay.
I'm going back.
So do you 1v1 a lot of Genjis often as Tracer?
Not really.
Not really. Okay, but in any case, you don't really want to be this close to Genji when trying to fight a Genji. So, like, just look at from one right click. Look at how much damage you took. Right there. Right click dash. This is what most high ranks Genji will do. Right click dash and you're just dead. Okay, because he can always just deflect and just walk back out to safety. So you really don't want to be this close to a Genji. So if thinking back now, looking at this replay, if you think like this, okay, so you can go main or you can go through here, right? Through here you can only really go this way. Through main, you can go through main or you can go through the left side here and take a longer flank. I would say if you're not confident fighting this Genji, or if you don't feel like dealing with a Genji that's just gonna right click dash you and force out your recall, you just let him do what the hell he wants, right? Then you can just go through main here. Go through main here and just shoot this Orisa and not really deal with this Genji right here, because you could have died right there. And if the Genji is on a flank and he goes on your Ana, then you can just help peel for your Ana instead. So, yeah. So if you want to deal with the Genji, you can go here. Otherwise, if you don't want to deal with him, just go to main. Maybe peel for your team when he goes to your team, because you don't really have too many other options right here. Because I sometimes, half the times, I don't really like to go this way, right? Because this way, look at who you are trying to kill. Kiriko and Ilari, and that is like not very fun. So you can just play safer and play with help your Zarya instead. Yeah, twice you almost died. But it's okay, your Zarya is carrying and you help fend off the Genji. Hopefully. Good. Genji's dead. Does that make sense what I said just now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. I think I get it. To some extent. Like, I think it just will come more when I play more, basically. Like, I don't really fight many Genjis. That's basically kind of bad for me right now. I'm seeing a lot of Genjis, way more. I don't know why.
Probably because of Iliari.
Yeah, maybe.
It's not fun, right? Playing Tracer against Iliari.
Oh, not at all.
Not at all. It's like, I feel like it's like with every patch, they just make Tracer less and less fun to play. Like, you know, especially against what is that called? The Bastion, the thing that sticks onto you. Bro.
Oh, I hate that shit.
That shit is crazy, bro. It bounces off the wall 3 times and sticks you. What the hell? Sometimes, yeah, it happens.
They're
Yeah.
just sponges too.
Anyways, to summarize, to really summarize, because this is quite important to think about as well. To really summarize, just think about, based on the map, based on where the fight is going on, what angles or what space you can control, you can choose to control, or what space you can choose to give the enemy, and which space ideally gives you what you would think is like the best value, right? Like I said just now, if you think because of the map, right, and we are this close range to a Genji, it's not really a favorable matchup for us. So I'm like, okay, I don't want to deal with the Genji, so I just go somewhere else, right? I can either go here or I can go here. But I don't really like to go here because there's no point trying to flank and try to kill the support because it is a Kiriko and Ilari. So the best choice would be just follow your tank. Yeah.
I'll walk a different path this time.
You can go right side, help whoever's fighting. You don't have to sit on point. You heard the footsteps.
Oh, I misclicked there and killed myself.
Yeah, you didn't have to recall. The reason you died here, I would say, is because you blinked straight at her.
Yeah.
And if you look for,
Do a sideways one, but I just fat fingered. Killed myself basically.
yeah. It's fine. Yeah, you see, from her point of view, it's almost as if you didn't blink. So, here you just fat fingered your recall, and you fucked up your blink. And also, you can expect enemies to be here. If they have Ashe, Widow, Hanzo, yeah, they will be here. When the fight is happening here, because they wanna control here, right? Because if you think about it, well, if you wanna be here when this fight is fighting here because you get access to the enemy backline, then they wanna help clear the flank, you know, so that their tank doesn't get shot in the back. All right. Anything else?
so I think it's pretty clear for now, at least. What I need to do. I am kind of lost on support though, so I don't really have any support games like this season right now. When I get
Mm-hmm.
a rank, um, I'll try and come ask you because like it's kind of all over the place. I got like a Diamond 1 lobby first, then I went to a Platinum lobby. Then on my third game, I played on a Masters lobby, then again on a Masters lobby, then Diamond again. It's kind of all over the place. The game's trying to figure out what's my rank, so it's kind of weird.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, I mean, just keep playing, I guess, and
Yeah.
keep getting more experience, because Overwatch is not an easy game. Like,
Yeah, I can see.
yeah. Okay. I don't know. Do you have any questions?
Not for right now.
Not for right now. I mean, it can be any ridiculous question. Like,
Um,
yeah.
I think kinda. It's like, of course, I was playing gold up until like 2 days ago. So like, while playing support on a higher rank, I don't really know like when to ult really. Like, I played some Ana and Kiriko, and that's basically what I played as support. With Ana, I pretty much got it, went to Nano, but as Kiriko, I just didn't know when to ult most of the times. It was kind of weird.
Mm-hmm. 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 Okay. So your question is, so you said Anna, you got it. You don't really have issues with Anna using Nano, but you have questions for when to start ulting as Kiriko.
Yeah.
I would say, first of all, you have to think about what does the ult do, right? So Kiriko ults, she summons a fox, and whoever that is in the path of the fox get like a reload buff, attack speed buff, movement buff, cooldown buff, basically a bunch of buff. Very strong. Um, so all of her teammates can get it, right? So to get most value out of her ultimate, is ideally everyone on your team is able to utilize the buff and push, right? So one way to use it would be just to use it to start a fight, right? Because you have this much advantage, you have cooldown advantage, healing advantage, damage advantage, and you're moving faster, so you're harder to hit. It's like it can very easily push the enemy, and they cannot handle the pressure, and then you win the team fight through the Kiriko out alone. So you could just use it to start a fight, or when you see your teammates like grouping up in main, like we're starting to fight, or we're like all sort of grouped up. I would say you can just use your ult right there. Um, yeah, I feel like Kiriko out. There's not really any like you use Kiriko out to counter this out or to counter that out. It's more of just to like, okay, we're using Fox, so we're push push push. You know. I would say the other scenarios that you can use would be if you feel like, okay, the fight has proceeded into like we are very long into the fight, right? A bunch of people has died, a bunch of cooldowns have been used, and you feel like, okay, either you have a very high charge Zarya, or your Rhine is like in the enemy face, right? And if you in that scenario, I would say you can ult there, because imagine if you ult, right, you give your tank so much healing, right, and your tank runs faster, swings faster, shoots faster, and have more cooldowns. You can turn the fight that way if you just use your Kiriko ult. So it's like in this scenario, it would be seen as like a sort of even fight, and then you're like, okay, if I ult now, it's very winnable for us. So I just ult to win the fight. Is there any other use case for this? Hmm. I would say not really. Maybe counter Fox if you see the enemy Kiriko ult and you can ult as well. To match their pressure.
Yeah, I do that sometimes. Mostly
Yeah.
when I see her ult, that's when I ult.
Mm-hmm.
My tank has sometimes.
Yeah, that works as well. Otherwise, if the enemy is if the enemies are low on resources, right? For example, if your Ana nades the enemy tank, and she's kind of low and kind of don't have any cooldowns, right? You can just Kiriko out from that tiny advantage alone, and then just make it a bigger advantage, right? Because they're gonna try to heal their tank, but because you have a Kiriko out, you're dealing so much damage and you're rushing the enemy tank down, right? You turn like a small advantage into a bigger advantage. You can do that as well. Or sometimes how I would use it is just to guarantee a one fight after one pick, right? For example, if my widow kills their widow, for example, I would just Fox and tell my team like, oh, push, 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 just guarantee the fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean you can use it like that. Pretty much, I would say just to gain an advantage. It sounds very simple. Yeah. It sounds very simple, just to gain an advantage. Okay, just put it this way. Anytime anyone is in Kiriko ult, they are stronger than normal, so it is an advantage. So they can push. Mainly to use Kiriko out and you push, push, push. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, I don't really use Kiriko out that much. I try and use it way more now.
Yeah, yeah. You don't have to hold it. You don't have to hold it.
Yeah,
In fact, even if you're down 4v5 and the enemies are low, right? If like one of your teammates got picked and the enemies are low, I would say you can fox there as well. Just imagine you, because of the amount of pressure you can put out because of the Kiriko out, you can keep them low HP and maybe even kill a bunch of them, for example. Yeah. Yeah. Anything else?
no, I wouldn't say so. I'll try and play way more. If any doubts come out, I'll try and ask.
Okay. Okay. Good. 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 All right.
I'm gonna go, bro. Thanks.
Okay. No problem. See you soon.
So, yeah.
See ya.